Welcome to this video with focus on the Cidan Power folding machine. Our folding machine concept that revolutionized the concept of forming sheet metal. This video will give you information on some of the advantages of the Cidan folding machine. The machine shown here is our powerfolder model Pro 30. This machine will easily bend sheets that are 3,100 millimeters in width and material thickness up to 4 millimeters mild steel. The main components of the powerfolder are the upper beam with the standard straight rail. This rail allows bending of maximum 140 degrees. The lower beam with lower beam tooling. The folding beam that is forming the material around the upper beam tool. Here you can see a 4 millimeter sheet being pinched, and finally the folding beam making the actual forming of the sheet around the upper tooling. All the operator needs to do is make sure the sheet is gauged against the fingers on the back gauge table and press the foot pedal. The back gauge table has several important functions. Supporting the sheets during bending process. This allows all sizes of sheets to be bent by one operator only. Squaring and positioning of the sheet on the table. A 3-meter back gauge has 14 rails, and each rail has several pop-up fingers. Each line of fingers are individually controlled. The fingers move on linear guides and are driven by a servo motor via ball screw. Each back gauge position from minimum to maximum can be reached within 2 seconds because the back gauge will only travel a short distance and only one line of fingers will be activated at any time. Here you see the back gauge moving and the fingers that pop up at the very rear position of the back gauge table. The operator can also deactivate all fingers so that he can turn large sheets on a flat table. All our machines can be equipped with different shapes, layouts of back gauge tables. We manufacture tables from 750 millimeters to 4,100 millimeter depths, and they come in different shapes depending on the shape of the parts and the position of the operator during the folding process. This table has an L shape and allows operation from the front as well as from the rear side of the machine. When larger sheets have been placed on the back gauge table, one operator can handle everything on his own. The operator can choose his program on the screen that has now been positioned on the back side of the machine. All he has to do is make sure the sheet is gauged against the fingers, and this ensures the parts will be absolutely parallel with exact corners on panels, cabinets, etc. Here is a panel of 50 millimeter height, done from the front side of the machine. Here we demonstrate the bending process of a panel with a flange height of 100 millimeters. Folding panels and cabinets is very easily done on the folder, and the corners are extremely accurate, which simplifies the next processes like welding, painting, and assembly. All of this will, of course, decrease the production costs and increase product quality. Roofing and sign industry often use sensitive pre-painted sheets. These are folded easily without leaving any marks or scratches. This is also extremely important for all manufacturers of hotel, kitchen equipment, and lift manufacturers that all work in stainless steel. The folder forms the sheets without scratching, and we supply table with ball transfers in nylon to protect the sensitive materials. This part is made with only one tool setup. Larger sheet may require 2 different tooling setups. For this we have invented the combi beam. The combi beam is an automatic tool changer, and it is one of our most important developments. It holds 2 different tooling systems: a straight 30-degree rail a segmented box tooling with a height from 100 up to 254 millimeters or 4 to 10 inches. The combi beam rotates and will change your tooling setup in less than 10 seconds. And there are absolutely no adjustments or settings to be made when changing from one tool to another. Even the opening height remains the same when changing from the straight rail to a box tooling, which means the operator can always easily remove the part from the machine after the bending process is concluded. This combi beam was invented by Cidan in 1987, and today more than 5,000 machines are working with this tooling system around the world. This tool changer saves enormous amounts of time on tool changing, and the operator can finish the complete panel or box in one sequence only. Other bending systems require a manual tool change, where the part will have to be put on hold during the changing of the tooling. Having invested in our combi beam tool system, you will probably not spend any more money on tooling the next 5 to 10 years. With this tooling system, you can make almost any profile or shape imaginable. Here we demonstrate the process of hemming. A hem is done in 2 steps. First, a 140 degrees bend. Second, the closing of the hem using the upper beam movement. Here, an open hem. The upper beam will do the operation of pressing the material to the shape desired. The position of the upper beam will determine the shape of the hem. Here you see the pressing of a closed hem. All the different hemming shapes can be easily programmed in our control systems. Here the operator programs first an open hem, and then a teardrop hem. All parameters and settings are automatically done by the software. Radius bending can be done in 3 different ways. This is called bump bending, where the folding beam is fixed in a position that will determine the radius, and the back gauge fingers will automatically feed the material, and the operator can choose the distance of each step depending on the demands of the smoothness of the radius. All the operator needs to do is holding the sheet against the back gauge fingers. Wing bending. This is called wing bending, where the folding beam is doing the actual radius bending. This is used when working in heavier material between 3 and 6 millimeters thickness. Please note that there is no special tooling involved. Everything is done using our standard tooling system. The front fingers have spring steel plates that allows you to make bends starting from only 2 millimeters. Here you see the first line of fingers in the front position between the tooling. During the bending process, these fingers will remain between the tooling. Here you see the operator bending a small flange of only 4 millimeters in 1 millimeter sheet thickness. This solution has another important advantage, because the lower tooling doesn't need to have grooves for the back gauge fingers, as these grooves create marks in the sheet being formed. Here you can see a tooling solution where the tooling is divided in both upper beam, folding beam, and lower beam. This solution makes it possible to fold very complicated profiles with both positive and negative flanges. The box tooling has a quick change system that unlocks the tool by turning the Allen screw by a quarter only. And you can see the locking system and the very sturdy and solid guide system that ensures stability of the high box tooling. Here you can see how easy it is to change the folding beam and the lower beam tooling. When using this tooling solution called multi-fold tooling, the whole back gauge table will also automatically move up and down in order to gauge the different parts in the right position. Here you can see how easy it is to bend a material in a Z shape with this height adjustable table, fully CNC controlled. Having demonstrated the multi-fold tooling system, we will still want to emphasize that most parts on the folding machine are done with a simple straight tool. Door frames manufacturers need high accuracy. Both the angles and the diagonal measurements must be exact. This is always ensured when working with our back gauge system that ensures angles and parallelism. Some parts would normally have to be done on different machines, like press brake and plate rolling machines. The power folder will do both the radius part and bend different angles, and this saves a lot of handling time and investment in machinery equipment. More than 60 years of experience in building folding machines gives you the necessary guarantee for quality and the best solutions when it comes to forming your parts. Make sure you choose the right partner when you purchase your next power folder. Cidan by Peterson Machinery, world leaders in sheet metal machinery.